What's it like where you are at the moment? Is there much business?
There's definitely some business. We saw, for example, one man lining up outside. The bookshop's been open just almost an hour and a half. He was lining up outside to buy his book. We're hearing that they've got about 200 books printed here, and they're going for in the order of about 60 Singaporean dollars, which is about 45 US dollars or 37 pound. It is a slight markup from the prices that they're going to be going for in other markets, but without a doubt quite popular. As I say, 200 books here. They're expecting them to sell out. One man that has bought 2 of those books is Nav. He joins me now. Thank you for joining me, Nav. Tell me, you've come day one to buy this book. What interests you about it?
Obviously, the entire story. We grew up with Indian heritage. The royal family was part and parcel. My grandfather was a builder in India. His company actually built the British Embassy in Calcutta. So growing up, it's part of our heritage. And it's, you know, we saw the net, me and my wife. I'm from the U.S. My wife is from Singapore. We recently moved to London, I want to say this past May. And so, you know, it's been all over the news. We watched the Netflix series and, you know, just trying to ascertain, you know, both sides of the story kind of situation. So, so strong interest in the book. I believe it was delayed, the release was delayed. So when I heard it was out, I said, let me pop by and just pick up a couple
You bought
copies.
2 books.
One for my wife, one for me.
You're going to have to race each other to read them.
Exactly.
And what's the feelings of your wife's family? You were mentioning that to me earlier. They're interested in it. Do you think the British royal family gains much traction here in Asia?
I do. I think from my wife's family, who are from Singapore, I think they feel it's a tragic story of what's transpired. You know, me and my wife were talking. You know, we both have siblings, and you know, our thought process is siblings are God-given. You get to pick your wife, you get to pick your friends, but for some reason, you know, you don't get to pick your siblings. So obviously, there's always, you know, disagreements, whatnot. But there's a way in which to handle it. I think when we first watched the Netflix, the first three episodes, we were like, okay, you know, she was, you know, Meghan was put in an uncomfortable position, whatnot. We respected their decision to leave, you know, but everything subsequently, you know, after the fact is kind of like.
And as you say, you've devoured the Netflix series. There's been all these TV interviews
Sure.
about it. Do you feel there's much more for you to learn in this book?
At this point, with all the leaks and whatnot, but it's you know, when you read something, you know, an excerpt of something, it could be taken out of context. So it's like kind of not just run with the public opinion, kind of make, you know, ascertain it for yourself by reading it through. So that's the thought process here.
I'll have to leave you to go and read your books.
Sure.
Thank you for joining
so
me.
Thank you.
So definitely some level of interest here in Asia, perhaps not the level of interest that we're going to see around the world. 2.5 million books, for example, have been printed by Random House to service the US market. But it is certainly big business. As we've mentioned, there's that Netflix series. We're hearing that reportedly that's in the order of about $100 to $150 million, as well as the fact that they've got Spotify deals, and other reports suggest as well that $35 million has been allocated to Prince Harry for future books. So it's certainly going to be big business and interesting to watch.
Interesting stuff. Katie Silver,